Alright, welcome back to another episode of StichMethod. Before we begin, make sure you share and subscribe and help me share my love of teaching with anyone who wants to listen. With that being said, let's get right down to it. Today we're going to learn how you can practice to be the best improviser that you can possibly be with whatever ingredients you know. And before we begin, I just want to tell you a quick story. I just taught my student Dave this lesson, and Dave happens to be a pilot. Hello, Dave. And I asked him this question, which was, how often is it that a first officer, okay, not the captain, but the first officer, co-pilot, will get on a brand new flight, something he's never ever flown before, and take control of the plane and go to that destination for the first time? And he said, never. Usually the captain is in charge, and the first pilot or the first officer kind of learns the path first. And that's what we're going to do with the StichMethod flight plan. You have to learn how to create your own flight plans so that you can experience the flight, experience the navigation, and know it and learn it and rehearse it and fly it over and over again, so that when you go to do the first flight by yourself as a captain or on stage, that you have done it so many times you're comfortable with it. So how do we do that? Well, the flight plan is very simple. Today we're going to be soloing over a chord progression that I made, and we're going to be talking about how to create your own methodology of practicing. So here first is the backing track. Very simple. It's A, G, D, A, G, D, A. Over and over again. Excuse me, I just want to make sure I'm not actually looping there. All right, so what I'm going to show you is how you're going to do this. So let's just talk about, if you know how to play an A chord. Here's an A chord here. Here's a G chord here. And a D chord here. The first approach that you want to take, if you can play this, is just opening up with soloing with some chord tones. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take out your own piece of paper, and you are going to write down a couple things. You're going to write down the chord progression, A, G, D, and A. Perfect. And then you're going to create your first flight plan. Chord, tone, soloing. Okay, now what you got to do is you got to play with wherever you know your chords. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to say, okay, A, 5th fret, G, 3rd fret, D, 5th fret. And you're going to look at that flight plan. And as you play, you're just going to commit yourself to playing that flight plan. And you can do whatever you like, but I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to use this flight plan. I'm going to stick to the only chord tones I see, which are the notes of the chords. Those are the notes for the A. These are the notes for the G. And these are the notes for the D. I also know one here. So I'm going to play the backing track, but I'm going to commit to that flight plan. I'm going to learn the navigation of it, and it's going to sound however it sounds. Trust me, it gets better. Let's see. Oh, if I can hit the looper, here we go. Over and over again using that exact flight plan until you get it. And once you get it, you say, okay, I got that. Let me try doing now the chord tones in a different place. By the way, we're going to do much more than just chord tones in this lesson, but this is how you want to do it. You want to commit to writing it down. You don't want to have to stare at that guitar neck, make your calculations in real time when you're trying to solo, and think about chord tones and pentatonics and scales. It is frightening to try and put all that information out on the guitar neck and navigate up and down and write something that is good. And so what we're doing is we are rehearsing beforehand, learning what works, learning the flight plans that work, the ones that don't work. And the more and more you do this, the more comfortable you'll be when you get on stage or jam with your friends in just performing, or what I call becoming unconsciously competent, which will be another video. The idea is to keep on practicing and coming up with different flight plans and then execute them. So same thing, but I'll show you. I'm going to now pick chord tones. So I'm going to write down on my little thing on my flight plan. I have my A, G, D, A progression. Okay, I'm going to play my A chords. Now, if you're new to guitar and you're not following this, it's okay. It's totally okay. You can watch and learn, and some things will make sense. The idea is I'll play my C-shaped A chord, linked in the video up here, the Cage chord system, okay, right up here, so you can see it, okay? So I'm an A chord here, 1, watch that video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, my G chord will be the A shape here in the 10th fret, and my D chord will be right here, the E shape chord on the 10th fret as well. So I'm going to write down A, C shape, 9th fret, G, 10th fret A shape, and D, 10th fret E shape. And I'm going to try chord tone soloing again. Here's my new flight plan, something a little bit different. I'm going to stick to it until I feel really good about it. Over and over again. And now it's like, okay, well, you know what? New flight plan. New flight plan. Let's do the one I just did from here and this one. Let's combine them. And now we stick to it until we get comfortable. And so I'm going to try now to do what I just did here and move it to here. I'm going to make a nice big jump, okay? And I'm consciously thinking about what I'm going to do and rehearsing with these flight plans. Here we go. If you can't tell, I love planes, by the way. Love planes. Here we go. Like, okay, cool. I mastered that flight plan. Now let's say you're sick of chord tone soloing. Great, we're going to use the same chord progression. Let's think about a scale that can work on top of this. Now, if you don't know it, it's cool. I'm going to tell you. We can use an A major pentatonic. All right. Now I'm going to reference a video again right up here. How to find any major pentatonic you want instantly. It's a good video. You can check it out. And I'm going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to pick my A major pentatonic on the 2nd fret and 5th fret, which would be 2 5 2 4 2 4 2 4 2 5 2 5. And I'm going to write that in my flight plan. A major pentatonic 2nd fret. But I want to practice moving this, all right? So I'm going to take it to, the A major pentatonic on the 9th fret here. I'm going to say, okay, I can see one down here, and I have one on the 9th fret here, and that's going to be the form 4, 9 12, 9 12, 9 11, 9 11, 10 12, 9 12. I hate playing that one there because you conspiracy theorists out there, but it's just the frets of the pentatonic. Here we go. So check this out. I'm going to play down here, consciously play my pentatonic here, try to move to my form 4 consciously. Here's my new flight plan with pentatonics. If you're new to StichMethod, by the way, I mess up, and I'll keep them in because whatever, we all mess up when we're practicing, and it's fine. And so there was a flight plan of me trying to practice my pentatonics, moving pentatonics. And so I'd do it again with a different set of pentatonics. And I'd say, okay, I'm going to consciously write down, I'm going to play my A major pentatonic on the 5th fret, and then I'm going to go up into the 15th fret or 14th fret area, and you commit to it, and you practice, and you see what sounds good. Here's another scale that might happen to work. An A minor pentatonic. All right, we'll keep it simple. You're going to say, I'm going to practice playing my A minor pentatonic on the 5th fret. And say, okay, this is my new flight plan here. I'm going to play my A minor pentatonic for a little bit on the 5th fret, and then I'm going to switch to my A major pentatonic on that 2nd fret. And it's like, what? Yes, it's a crazy flight plan, but the A major pentatonic worked. The A minor pentatonic should work in theory. It will, don't worry. And then it's going to be like, ooh, I'm going to try and combine them. And so a new flight plan and you're writing it down, you're staring at it, and you've rehearsed it, you know where to go. You're saying, okay, A minor 5th fret, and then A major 2nd fret. Let's try this out. Oh, sorry. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So the idea is I flew the flight plan. I went back and forth between major and minor. And it's like, wow. And you can do this anywhere, wherever you know your major minor pentatonics. Say, okay, I'm going to practice the A minor pentatonic on the 10th fret. Cool. Say you find it there. And then I'm going to play the A major pentatonic on the 10th fret. Cool. Say you find it there. You practice and you practice and you get the idea that you can start mixing major and minors in this song. And you have it in front of you. And you'll have a little book of all your little tiny ideas and it works thoroughly. Now let me show you, like, not the end result, but now it's like, okay, well, we started with some chord tone soloing, so I'm going to focus on my chord tones on the 5th fret. New flight plan. Now, this might get, kind of busy for some people, and I get it, but whatever you know, you can create whatever flight plan you want. It's that simple. And so I'm going to say, well, I'm going to stick with the chord tones here, here, and here. And then I'm going to try soloing with the A minor pentatonic on the 5th fret. Then I'm going to go to that A major pentatonic, form 4, on the 9th fret. And it's like, okay, let's try doing the whole thing. Let's try chord tones, then minor pentatonic on the 5th fret, and major pentatonic on the 9th fret. Literally write it down so it's in front of you. Take the weight off the fact that you're trying to do it in real time and discover the fretboard. Let the pre-planning help you, okay? So let's see if we can do this, the whole thing. And there it was, and it's like, wow, this is sounding so cool. Why? Well, the pressure is off of you. The pressure is off of you to come up with something in real time. You have it in front of you. You have your plan. And guess what? You're going from first officer to captain. And you're learning that pre-planning and practicing any ideas that you have and executing them while in your flight plan mindset is going to help you be able to put it together when it's time to time to play it live. And so let's think of one more crazy flight plan, okay? Let's say that I happen to know that this is what we call an A mixolydian progression. All it means is that we're in the key of D major. We're starting on the 5th note, which is A. If I lose some of you here, I apologize, but I'll link some videos right about here about modes so you can understand them, all right? There should be 1 or 2 popping up, or maybe your playlist. I don't know how this works just yet. And so now I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to play my A mixolydian scale, or my D major scale. I'm going to try playing it on the 10th fret. Cool. And I'm going to solo in that, and then when I get sick of that, I'm going to solo in my A minor pentatonic 5th fret. Cool. New flight plan. 10th fret, pure mixolydian, 5th fret, A minor pentatonic. Just like the things that are working here. Let's see how we do. And when you take the pressure off yourself to come up with something in real time, start writing it down and rehearsing it, You get more and more confident at this instrument. So you can do this with whatever ingredients you think. Rhythms, you can write down different rhythms to try. I'm going to try soloing in triplets and then eighth notes. Chord tones, I'm going to try soloing in chord tones here and chord tones here. Major third, minor third blending, like I mentioned in my strumming video. The idea is when you can think of something that you know works or you want to try, write it down in front of you. Create the flight plan, okay? And practice it until you get it. Once you get it, let your imagination, think of anything, write it down, practice that until you get it. Once you've done it several times, you will have a full arsenal of ideas that you can bank on in real time. Let's see if I can just put this stuff all together, okay? Hopefully my volume was all up. Okay, it was. Here we go. Let's put this all together. Now, I'm not going to be like, hey, let's see if you can spot everything, but, let's see if you can spot everything. All those were the ideas that I presented throughout my flight plans, and I started thinking about them and putting them together, and they worked. And so when you're practicing soloing, when you really want to get into what I call, or what the professionals call, the unconsciously competent mindset, where you can just pull things out and do it, you want to create your flight plans and practice them. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of StichMethod. If you care to practice these ideas, I'll be making a ton of practice sessions on my Patreon account in the practice sessions and bonus lessons tier. Can't thank you enough for being here. I really hope you enjoyed it. So what do? You take whatever jam you know. You take whatever things you know how to do, create your flight plans, plan them out first, practice them, and as you do it, you'll get better in real time. Thank you again for being here. Share and subscribe. I'll see you on Thursday with a Guitar Fundamentals video. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.